Hey everyone! You won't believe what's in store for us today. We're diving into an underwater adventure where we'll be escaping from the prison of SpongeBob. Yes, that's right, the fun and cheerful SpongeBob. But this time, he's somehow become the warden, and we need to break out of there fast. I'm so excited to see what challenges await us. The underwater world is full of so many unique and fascinating things. I'm sure there will be lots of fun moments to laugh at, and tricky puzzles that we'll need to solve together.
Ugh, I'm furious just thinking about how we got thrown into this sponge's prison. How did this even happen? Seriously, I don't get how SpongeBob, with his constant smiling face, ended up being our jailer. But let me tell you one thing, I'm not just going to sit around and wait. If he thinks he can keep us locked up, he's got another thing coming. I'm ready for any fight, ready to tear this prison apart if I have to. We need to escape, and I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Oh, I'm so worried. We don't even know what's waiting for us in there. What if this prison is full of traps? Maybe there are weird and dangerous creatures swimming around just waiting to attack us. I can't stop thinking about all the possible dangers. What if we get stuck? What if someone gets into trouble? I think we need to be extra careful, checking every step, every door. We have to be very cautious to make sure we get out of there safe and sound.
This situation is just disgusting. Seriously, a prison underwater? In a world where everything's damp and smells like fish? That's already horrible. And now the idea that SpongeBob is running the prison? I really hope the inside isn't as gross as I'm imagining. But let's get through this place as quickly as possible and be done with it. The last thing we need is to fall into some nasty trap, or even worse, stumble into something revolting.
It's strange. There should be water all around, but instead there's lava. Could this be some sort of trap, designed specifically to throw us off? What should we do next? We were expecting underwater currents and air bubbles, but instead, we're facing scorching fire and molten lava. We need to quickly come up with a plan to get out of here because this is nothing like what we were prepared for.
Look at this magma sphere. It looks incredibly hot. We need to be very careful not to end up underneath it, as its temperature could be so high that it might easily crush or even burn us.
Time for stories. Today's story will be about an incredible adventure Tim had with magical magnetic sneakers. Imagine finding a pair of sneakers that allow you to run on walls and ceilings. It's truly something extraordinary that can change the entire world of play and exploration. At first, Tim couldn't believe his eyes when he opened the box and saw these unusual sneakers. He immediately felt that they could bring him countless adventures and fun. Right now, you'll find out how these sneakers opened up a whole new perspective on the world for Tim.
Oh, those sneakers sound intriguing, but let's not forget about the potential risks. Imagine what could happen if something goes wrong. Tim could easily lose his balance and fall, especially if he's not careful. And what if the sneakers suddenly break or don't work as expected? We all know how easily things can go wrong when something doesn't work properly. So let's not overlook the possible dangers and make sure to be cautious.
Yes, it's very exciting, but you have no idea how worried I am for Tim. These sneakers might seem magical and safe, but what if something goes wrong? How will he handle it if he finds himself in a tricky situation? Perhaps these sneakers could lead to unexpected problems that Tim might not be able to solve. Just imagine if he can't control his movements and ends up in a dangerous situation. I just can't help but worry about him. I hope everything turns out well and he stays safe.
I see that the sneakers look quite appealing, but I'm not a fan of the idea that they could get dirty or stained. Those magnetic inserts could easily collect grime, and who knows how they'll look after a while. How will Tim deal with cleaning these sneakers if they get dirty? And what if they start to smell? Honestly, I'm not keen on wearing something that could quickly become filthy and untidy. I hope Tim considers this and isn't disappointed.
Despite all the worries, Tim was filled with excitement when he first tried on those sneakers. He started with simple steps and soon discovered that he could run on walls and ceilings as easily as never before. It felt like magic, and he couldn't be happier with his new possibilities. Just imagine how amazing it is to see the world from a completely different perspective, to open new horizons, and explore places that were previously out of reach. For Tim, it was a true adventure. and he was ready for anything to discover what other amazing things could happen.
Yes, I get that it could be fun, but let's not forget that even the most wonderful things can have their downsides. Tim needs to remember that safety is key, and he must be careful to avoid possible injuries and troubles. These sneakers could give him new opportunities, but they might also become a source of danger if he's not attentive. I hope he uses them wisely and doesn't end up in trouble.
I'm still worried about Tim, despite all his new opportunities. I hope he stays cautious and considers all possible risks. Every new adventure can be unpredictable, and he needs to be prepared for any difficulties that may arise. I wish him luck and hope that these sneakers bring him only positive experiences and exciting moments. Let's all support Tim and hope he handles all the challenges ahead.
Well, I think Tim will manage all the challenges, but I'm still a bit skeptical. It's important to remember that even the most thrilling adventures can have their inconveniences and issues. I hope these sneakers will be reliable and won't let Tim down, and that he won't encounter any dirt or unpleasant moments. In any case, I hope his adventure with the sneakers will be successful and bring a lot of joy, despite the potential difficulties.
So, friends, we hope you enjoyed this story about Tim's magical sneakers. We're sure he has many more exciting adventures ahead. Don't forget to keep an eye on our new videos and leave your comments. We'd love to hear about your impressions from this story and what adventures you'd like to see in the future. The next story will be about Tim and his special glasses that allow him to see past and future events. One day, Tim found a pair of antique glasses with magical abilities. They let him see events from the past and look into the future. You can't imagine the wonder of it all. When Tim first put on those glasses, he saw himself as a child and even witnessed key moments in his life. We experienced those exciting moments with him and shared in the joy of seeing how things had happened. The feeling of being able to go back and see how everything unfolded was absolutely amazing. With this discovery, Tim was on the brink of a world full of fascinating adventures.
However, with this great gift came its own set of challenges. Anxiety quickly took over as Tim began to see potential disasters and threats in the future. Imagine seeing something terrible about to happen and realizing you're the only one who can stop it. Tim was in a state of constant turmoil, as not all events could be easily changed. We were all anxious, fearing that his actions might lead to unintended consequences. Every step Tim took involved making crucial decisions to minimize risks and correct possible mistakes. These were real moments of anxiety where quick and thoughtful actions were essential.
And of course, problems arose along the way. Even though the glasses provided Tim with extraordinary vision, they didn't always work as he hoped. There were times when Tim had to deal with his own mistakes and their fallout. Anger grew when he realized that despite his best efforts, he sometimes made things worse. It was especially frustrating when every decision could impact the future. One mistake could lead to even more problems. I was angry that such a powerful ability could turn into a source of trouble and distress. We all saw how hard it was to manage this power and how crucial it was to be cautious.
And of course, we can't forget the less pleasant aspects. The glasses, though magical, often required careful maintenance. They would get dirty and covered in dust, which was quite disgusting. Tim had to clean them regularly to maintain a clear view. We even found unpleasant scenes and scary moments that Tim had to deal with. The grime and dust affected our perception, making things very uncomfortable. Tim often had to face things that elicited feelings of disgust from us. Despite all the challenges, he continued using the glasses, though it took a lot of effort.
But still, despite all the hardships, Tim managed to learn how to use the glasses wisely. He overcame the challenges and figured out how to solve the puzzles that helped him avoid potential disasters. These glasses brought joy and new discoveries into his life. We were happy to see him finding solutions to problems and helping those around him using his abilities. It was truly a unique opportunity that allowed him not just to see, but also to shape the future, making the world a bit better. And so ended the story of Tim and his magical glasses. It was a journey filled with joy, anxiety, anger, and disgust, teaching him to appreciate every moment and use his powers wisely. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed Tim's story with his special glasses, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. Your likes and comments make us happy and inspire us for new adventures. Thank you for being with us, and see you next time. Hello, dear friends. Today we're in for something truly special. This will be one of those adventures that sticks with you for a long time. We're going to play the floor is lava mode. And I have to say, today is going to be hot in every sense of the word. Imagine us jumping from platform to platform, trying to avoid the boiling lava that's literally bubbling beneath our feet. I'm already excited because this isn't just a game. It's a real test of agility, speed, and the ability to make quick decisions.
Ha! In this challenge, it's not just agility that'll be tested, but also the strength of your spirit. Because when there's lava boiling beneath you, it's not just about jumping, it's about surviving. And every step needs to be filled with adrenaline, every move carefully calculated. You think this is just a regular game? No, this is a real test. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and if you hesitate even for a second, it's over. You lose. So, get ready for a truly fiery show.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Lava is no joke. It's literally beneath our feet, and even the slightest mistake could lead to us ending up in a river of fire. I can imagine us trying to jump from one narrow platform to another, hoping not to slip. Every time the lava gets closer, my heart starts beating faster, and you start wondering, can I really do this? But we don't have a choice, do we? We have to keep going and hope that our skills and your support will help us get through this terrifying challenge.
Honestly, lava is just awful. All that heat, the flames everywhere, and you can literally feel the hair on your head burning from the temperature. I can't even think about it without feeling grossed out, let alone actually participate in such a challenge. But someone's got to do the dirty work, right? We'll be jumping, we'll be dodging, and all of that just to avoid falling into that fiery abyss. Just think about it. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and I absolutely hate losing.
But that's exactly what makes the game so exciting, friends. This isn't just a challenge for us. It's a challenge for everyone watching us. You'll see how we overcome difficulties together, how we deal with the heat, the lava, the obstacles that await us at every turn. It's a real adventure that requires not just agility, but also support. And I'm sure that with your help, we'll succeed. You're with us, right?
Of course they're with us. They wouldn't leave us in a moment like this, when everything's on the line. And you know what? When things get really intense, when the lava is literally under our feet, I want to see all your support. Because in those moments, we need every drop of energy, every word of encouragement to get through this fiery ordeal. We'll fight to the end, and I know we're not alone.
Guys, we've been through so much together. These exciting moments where we overcome challenges, celebrate victories, and deal with setbacks. It's all thanks to you. If you like what we're doing and want to see even more adventures, don't forget to hit that like button.
Yes, the like button isn't just a button. It's your way of saying, keep up the great work. Every like you give us is a boost of energy that drives us to push through and tackle even tougher levels. So, come on, don't hold back.
And please subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss something important. With a subscription, you'll be up to date on all our new videos and won't miss any of our adventures. I'll be a little less anxious too.
And of course, don't forget to leave comments. We always read what you write, and it helps us improve. Just keep it respectful, or it might spoil the mood. Want to see something specific? Let us know. Your opinion matters.
So, friends, likes, subscriptions, and comments are what help us grow and improve. Let's make our channel even better together. Story time. This moment starts with a story about how Tim organized a robot building contest in his yard and faced unexpected challenges. Today's story is going to be absolutely thrilling. Tim decided to host a real robot building contest right in his yard. It all started when he gathered his friends and neighbors to show what they could do. It was like a real festival. Imagine, each participant brought their unique ideas and materials to create their dream robot. The air was filled with laughter, conversation, and the spirit of competition. Each person had their own goal, to make their robot the smartest and most agile. It's especially heartwarming to see everyone around enjoying and being inspired, as it was a true celebration of engineering and creativity.
But, as often happens, not everything went smoothly, and that's where the problems began. Some robots started malfunctioning, causing a real commotion. One robot unexpectedly started moving erratically, leading to the complete destruction of other creations. People began arguing about who was at fault, whether it was the malfunction or the design itself. Real discussions and discontent flared up, especially when someone started blaming others for their robot not working properly. This led to a storm of emotions and dissatisfaction among the participants, and sometimes even conflicts arose that needed immediate resolution to prevent ruining the celebration.
Exactly. I was really worried for Tim at that moment. Despite all his efforts, some robots started failing at the worst possible times. Each time something went wrong, Tim's stress and worry increased. He tried to fix the problems on the fly, which was very stressful, especially with all eyes on him. I constantly worried that he might feel overwhelmed and disappointed due to the numerous technical issues. The drive to fix everything and ensure the contest went smoothly was a heavy burden, and I feared that he might just burn out and feel like a failure.
Oh, and let's not forget the nightmare of the mess. All those leftover parts, rusty bits of metal, and general debris piling up in the corner of the yard were dreadful. After all the technical issues, there was a real mess. Broken parts, old wires, and dirt. It all created a truly unpleasant sight. Fixing and dealing with the problems didn't add any joy to the situation. I always feel disgusted by such messes. But even in this case, Tim managed to stay calm and persistent. He tackled the issues and kept working despite all the discomfort and unpleasant moments.
But despite all the challenges, the robot building contest turned out to be a real success. Tim and his friends learned lessons from all the problems and difficulties, and each participant had a blast. In the end, even the most unpleasant moments became part of an exciting adventure. The atmosphere was filled with support and mutual help. It was a day that will be remembered for a long time, and we all came together to make it a true celebration of engineering and friendship. So let's congratulate Tim and all the participants for overcoming the challenges and making this day unforgettable. And the next story will be about a time travel adventure with an antique clock story is about Tim, who found an antique clock in his grandmother's attic. These clocks turned out to be magical and could transport him to different eras. He was thrilled with this discovery and decided to embark on an amazing journey. His first stop was the era of knights.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Tim immediately found himself in the middle of a knightly tournament, where he had to face many challenges. He saw knights battling it out in the tournament, and not all of them were friendly. He had to avoid fights and find a way to gather the necessary information to get back home.
I was really worried about Tim when he ended up in a dangerous situation. He accidentally found himself in a castle full of mysterious traps and ancient mechanisms. He had to solve complex puzzles to find a way to the next stage of his journey and return to the clock.
The time-traveling adventure in the era of knights wasn't without its unpleasant aspects. Tim faced unbearable dirt and discomfort, as living conditions back then were far from ideal. It was a real test for him.
Tim successfully overcame the challenges and returned home with a wealth of incredible experiences. He saw how knights lived and learned to appreciate modern life. His journey turned out to be a true adventure, bringing him joy and new knowledge.
Although Tim went through many difficulties, he came out of this experience stronger and more confident. These challenges taught him how to handle any problems that might arise in the future.
After this journey, Tim became more cautious. He realized how important it is to be attentive and respect the past. He learned to cherish every moment and understand the consequences of his actions.
Despite all the hardships and unpleasantness, Tim appreciated the comfort of his own time. This journey taught him to value the cleanliness and convenience of modern living conditions.
We've just finished our amazing adventure with the antique clock and time travel. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you liked what we did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us know that you enjoy our stories and want to see more.
Yeah, a like isn't just a button. It's a way to support us and show that we're on the right track. Every like is like fuel for our enthusiasm. We're working hard to create even more exciting stories and adventures, and your support is crucial. So don't hold back. Hit that button.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss our new videos if you're not subscribed. Subscribing is your way to ensure you don't miss any important stories. We release new videos regularly, and staying updated is really convenient.
Also, leave your comments below the video. We read each one and truly value your feedback. Your suggestions help us improve our content and make it more interesting for you. But let's keep it polite. Constructive criticism and suggestions really help, while rudeness can spoil the mood.
Don't forget, your opinion is very important to us. We want our content to be just how you like it. So, leave your comments and share your thoughts. Until next time, and have a great day. Hello everyone, dear friends. It's me, Joy, along with anxiety, anger, and disgust. Today, Tim is playing a mode called Minions Barry's Prison Run.
Hello, everyone. Look, Tim has been locked up here by the minions. There's one of them patrolling the corridor. Look, he looks scary, and he could harm us.
Forget about him. Let's escape through the ventilation quickly. Hi, subscribers. How's it going? Write in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is very important to us and to Tim.
Hi! This place is disgusting. Look at the walls and floor. Everything is covered in dust and dirt. Honestly, it was cleaner in the cell. Let's find a way out quickly. Subscribers, help us out!
Guys, let's stay optimistic. Everything is fine. Tim is smart and brave. He'll definitely find a way out of here. Where have we ended up? This room looks pretty strange, don't you think? Oh, look at that minion. He's so funny and cute, even though he's standing by the door.
Oh no! He's starting to move towards us. What should we do? We need to find a safe place quickly before he catches us.
Stop panicking. We need to move quickly and decisively. If we can make it to the ventilation, we can escape from him. Let's find our way and keep moving.
Oh no, not another ventilation. I can't stand these dirty, cramped spaces anymore. But if it's the only way to escape that dreadful minion, I'm ready to go through it.
We did it! We're in the ventilation now, and the minion can't reach us. Now we just need to find our way out and seize every opportunity.
Wow, what is this room? Everything looks so luxurious. And what if the chandelier in that room fell on us?
All right, we've ended up in the minions' dungeon. Tim needs to stay alert. Minions are very cunning and stealthy. They could appear right beside us at any moment. We must get through this challenge and move forward.
It's full of rats and so cold here. It's really disgusting. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe so we can get out of here as soon as possible.
Disgust. It's not that bad here. There's water, it's spacious, and it's humid. What's more interesting is what awaits us next. This is truly an exciting and amazing adventure.
Oh no, this huge ball could crush us. How do we move forward? It looks so terrifying. I'm about to cry from fear. Tim, please be careful. I'm begging you, make it to the end.
Anxiety. Tim is doing great. Come on, Tim, I believe in you. You can overcome this giant ball and make it to the end. Forward, just keep going.
Tim almost made it. Great job. He did it.
See? Even though you were worried, Tim has everything under control. He'll make it to the end.
Joy, I think this is a great moment to share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. What do you think?
Yes, great idea. Let's share a couple of exciting stories with our viewers while Tim continues his adventure. I hope you'll enjoy them. Guys, have you hit the like and subscribe buttons? Then let's get started. This story is about Tim's transition to a new school. The first day at the new school was a real adventure. Tim was eagerly looking forward to it. There were many new faces around, and he was full of enthusiasm. I could feel his joy and inspiration. We eagerly watched as he smiled, made new friends, and explored his new surroundings. Each new discovery brought him joy, and his energy was simply contagious.
I couldn't help but worry about Tim. A new class, new teachers, new rules. Everything was new to him. I was concerned about how he would handle the adaptation and whether he would be able to get along with his classmates. Every little detail seemed important to me, and I was anxious about how he would feel in the new environment. I was scared that he might be left alone or that something might go wrong.
When I saw how some of the kids in class reacted to Tim, I was furious. I was irritated when some of the kids started teasing or showing unkindness. It was unfair. Tim deserved better than such taunts. I was ready to fight for his dignity and protect him from any attempts to belittle him.
Some moments of the first day were simply unpleasant. I felt disgusted when I saw the untidiness in the school cafeteria or locker room, and some kids behaved rudely and disrespectfully. All of this created an unpleasant impression and sometimes overshadowed the joy of new experiences. I was disappointed that the initial stage could be spoiled by such small things.
Despite all the difficulties, Tim managed to get through the first day. He found new friends and adapted to the new environment. His smile and positive energy returned when he realized that things weren't as scary as they had seemed at first. We were thrilled with his successes and the fact that he was able to overcome all the initial hurdles.
By the end of the day, I felt a sense of relief. Tim began to feel more confident, and his anxiety gradually subsided. Although I still worried about his adaptation, I saw that he started to get along with his classmates and felt more comfortable. It was reassuring.
I was glad that Tim was able to show who he was despite the initial difficulties. Even though some kids continued to behave inappropriately, Tim didn't let them break him and kept moving forward. I was proud of how he held his ground and didn't give in to provocations.
Although the first impression of the school had some unpleasant moments, I saw that Tim managed to overcome the difficulties and kept moving forward. It was important for him, and I understood that he was able to leave the negative moments behind and start a new chapter of his school life with a positive attitude.
Thus, the first day at the new school, though it began with worries and difficulties, became the start of a new and exciting adventure for Tim. We were happy to see his growth and development, and were confident that he would have many wonderful moments ahead. Hey guys, did you enjoy the story? Hit that like button and subscribe. When Tim watched the horror movie, he was thrilled by the plot and special effects. It was an exciting and tense adventure that kept him on edge until the very end. I was happy to see him enjoying the genre and how his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. In the evening, he discussed the movie, sharing his favorite moments, and it was fun and interesting.
But as night fell, I began to worry. Tim became nervous and anxious, and although I knew the movie was just fiction, his fears started to haunt him. I was concerned he wouldn't be able to sleep, and that his nighttime fears might seriously affect his well-being. I was anxious about every creak and shadow that might remind him of the scenes from the film.
In the morning, when strange things started happening, I was outraged. Why did these things have to happen? It was unfair. Tim had already endured a night full of fears and anxieties, and now he was being plagued by oddities. It was simply unacceptable. I was ready to fight to protect Tim from any potential troubles.
When the oddities started occurring, I felt disgusted. The strange noises and mysterious events not only scared Tim, but also made me feel uncomfortable. I was distressed that reality seemed to be turning into a terrible movie that Tim had watched. It was unpleasant and gave me a sense of anxiety and distaste.
Despite all the fears and discomforts, Tim managed to find the strength to handle the situation. He began to see everything that was happening as mere coincidences and approached the situation with humor. His ability to find positivity, even in difficult situations, helped him overcome his fears and regain his calm. I was happy to see him smiling again and tackling all the problems with confidence.
As things began to settle down, I felt a sense of relief. Tim managed to handle the situation and regain his calm. Although I still worried about his nighttime fears, I was glad that he was able to see the events as part of his imagination and deal with them. It gave me confidence that he could handle any challenges that came his way.
I was glad that Tim could handle the situation despite all the discomforts. Although what was happening was unfair and annoying, he didn't let his fears take over and kept moving forward. I was proud of how he showed resilience and courage.
Although all these oddities were unpleasant and made me feel uncomfortable, I was happy that Tim was able to overcome his fears and return to a sense of normalcy. These events reminded us of how important it is to stay calm and not let fears and discomforts control us.
So, despite all the difficulties and nighttime fears, Tim managed to handle the situation and return to normal life. We were all happy to see his confidence and ability to deal with challenges. It was a lesson in how important it is not to let fears control you and to find joy and courage even in the toughest situations.
Hey everyone, our stories have come to an end. We really hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means a lot to us.
While we were sharing stories, Tim has reached the final challenge. Mega Minion Boss. This is a very serious opponent, but we will crush him. Tim is strong and brave, and he will definitely defeat him.
Oh no, he's so big and gross. It's disgusting to look at him. Do we have any other options? Do we really have to fight him? Maybe there's a way to avoid him somehow.
Hooray! Tim defeated the boss. We did it. Tim has completed this level. Guys, you definitely need to like and subscribe for this. It's amazing.
It was really scary, but this level is truly interesting and dangerous. Guys, thank you for being with us. Thanks for watching and for your support. Bye for now.
Hi, friends. We're so happy to see you again. Today, we have a truly unusual adventure. Tim is about to tackle a creepy mode called Scary Doll Curse. Just think about it. Dolls and curses, this is something new. I hope we can avoid all the traps and solve all the mysteries.
Hi, everyone. Oh, guys, I'm already nervous. This mode sounds really scary. Dolls can be so creepy, especially when it comes to curses. I just can't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But if you all support Tim, I'm sure he'll make it through, despite all my fears.
Hey everyone, are you ready for a real challenge? I've heard that this mode is one of the hardest and scariest, but Tim is no coward. If any doll tries to scare him, we'll show it who's boss. Nobody will stop us on our way to victory.
Hello, dear viewers. Just think about it. Dolls, and they could be dirty, dusty, and who knows what else. I really hope it's not as awful as it sounds, but knowing how these modes can be, I can only hope for the best and for your support, guys. Please, keep your fingers crossed for Tim so he doesn't have to deal with anything truly gross.
I'm already so excited. What an exciting adventure awaits us, solving the mystery of the cursed dolls. I'm sure that with your support, Tim will find a way to overcome all the dangers and puzzles. This is going to be thrilling, and I'm so glad you're with us.
It's important to remember that this mode might have some unexpected twists. But with you guys and Tim leading the way, I hope we can avoid all the traps. Everything will be okay, right? We just need to be careful and cautious.
So are you ready to show these dolls who's boss? Don't be afraid of them. They're not that scary. If we need to, we'll deal with them the best we can. The main thing is not to give up and to go all the way, no matter how scary it gets.
And please, let's hope there's nothing truly disgusting. I can't stand those dirty old dolls, especially if they're covered in cobwebs or worse. But for you and Tim, I'm willing to endure it. The most important thing is for him to get through this challenge.
Wow, Tim, look! We're in some sort of lava room, and there's a portal ahead. To open it, we need to find 3 green orbs and place them in those special slots. This is going to be a real challenge, but I'm sure you can do it.
Oh, Tim, be very careful. Lava is everywhere, and you need to be extremely cautious. One wrong move, and I don't even want to think about it. Just don't rush, hold the orbs tightly, and watch every step.
Enough worrying. Let's just grab those orbs and open the portal. You don't want to stay here longer than necessary, right? Come on, Tim. Collect them all and get that portal open. You can do it. Just don't waste time.
Ugh, those orbs look like they've been pulled right out of the lava. But Tim, you'll have to deal with it. Grab them carefully and place them in the slots quickly so we can get out of here. I really hope we don't have to deal with anything even more disgusting after this.
And the next story will be about the day when Tim decided to enter his first skateboarding competition. Oh, you should have seen how exciting it was. Tim had been preparing for this moment for months. Every day after school, he would go out into the yard and practice no matter the weather or how tired he was. And finally, the day arrived when he was supposed to show everyone what he had achieved. I remember him putting on his favorite cap and grabbing his skateboard with such a determined look on his face. We were all so excited. I could see his eyes shining as if they were reflecting the sun, and that filled us with confidence. We knew Tim could handle whatever came his way.
Yeah, but as soon as we got to the competition site, I started getting irritated. Those other skateboarders, all so cocky and smug, standing around bragging about their tricks as if they thought rookies like Tim didn't stand a chance. They were talking about their complex moves, and honestly, it really got on my nerves. I was so furious inside, I felt like walking right up to them and telling them exactly what I thought. But Tim kept his cool. He just stood there, watching the course intently, like he wanted to memorize every detail. He didn't pay attention to their chatter and just focused on why he was there.
Oh, I was so scared. Those ramps, the height, the speed, it all seemed so dangerous. I just couldn't calm down. I remember thinking, what if he doesn't make it? What if he falls? What if the other skateboarders knock him down? My hands were literally shaking when Tim started skating. Even when he was doing simple tricks, my heart was pounding so loud, it felt like everyone around could hear it. But still, despite my fears, I knew Tim was giving it his all, and that gave me a little strength. I kept reminding myself that he had practiced a lot and was ready for this.
And I was so worried about all the dirt on the course. It was just horrible. There were spilled drinks, dirty rags lying around, and one of the skateboarders even fell into a puddle. I kept watching to make sure Tim didn't accidentally step in the dirt or get dirty. You know, it's important to not only skate well at a competition, but also to look good. Cleanliness and order are always important, especially when you're in the spotlight.
But how happy I was when Tim finally hit the course. He started off slow but steady, checking out every turn and ramp. And when he performed his first trick, an ollie, we all held our breath in anticipation. And then, he nailed it. The crowd erupted in applause, and I could barely contain myself from screaming with joy. It was his moment, and he nailed it. I'll remember that moment forever. Tim proved to himself and everyone else that he's a real athlete, despite all the obstacles.
And those who laughed at him at the beginning quickly went silent. They realized that they shouldn't underestimate Tim. I was so proud of him. He showed that actions speak louder than words, and now everyone knows that Tim is no joke.
And you know, I even calmed down a bit. Tim showed that he can handle challenges, and that gave me a little more confidence in the future. But still, every time he gets ready for a new competition, I'll be worried. After all, it's my job to look out for his safety.
In the end, Tim took second place, and it was just amazing. This was his first competition, and such a success is an incredible achievement. We all experienced this day together, and I'm sure Tim has many more victories ahead. So don't be afraid to dream and work hard, and you'll definitely achieve your goals. The next story is about how Tim went to space and saved the Earth from meteors, and how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped him in this adventure.
It all started when Tim received an incredible offer to become an astronaut and go to space to prevent meteors from hitting Earth. We, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, were in his head, and each of us played our role in this amazing journey. From the very beginning, Tim was ready for anything. In space, he had to face many challenges, and I was there to remind him of the importance of being decisive and not fearing difficulties. Each obstacle made him feel anger, but it helped him act quickly and resolutely.
While anger was pushing Tim to act, my job was to support him in moments of fear and uncertainty. Space is a vast and unknown place, and even the most experienced astronauts feel anxiety about the unknown. I reminded Tim of the importance of staying calm and planning every action carefully.
And I was the one who helped Tim deal with unpleasant situations. Space is full of unexpected and sometimes unpleasant situations, and I tried to help him not to be distracted by them. Tim needed to stay focused, despite any unpleasantness that might arise.
When Tim finally arrived in space, he was amazed by the beauty of the stars and planets. I was proud to help him see and appreciate this splendor. We enjoyed the moment and were inspired, which gave him strength and confidence.
But as soon as the first meteors appeared, my role became critical. These huge rocks were heading towards Earth, and I had to support Tim in his determination to deflect them. His anger and resolve were necessary to handle such threats.
Each time the meteors approached, my anxiety increased. I worried about Tim making mistakes at such a critical moment. But I also tried to support him morally, reminding him that every step required caution and precision.
While Tim was fighting the meteors, I helped him maintain his focus despite all the unpleasantness. In space, there are sometimes pollutants and other unpleasant things that could distract him. I helped him stay concentrated on the main task.
And so, after a tense battle, Tim successfully deflected the last meteors and saved Earth from disaster. We were all immensely happy that he managed the task and returned home as a hero. His courage and determination became an example for everyone.
Sometimes it's necessary to express anger and determination to overcome challenges. Tim showed that even in the most stressful moments, it's important to maintain resolve and act quickly.
And although anxiety can be a challenging feeling, it can help us be attentive and cautious. Tim learned to use it to carefully plan his actions and avoid mistakes.
Even unpleasant moments can be important if we know how to deal with them. Tim proved that you can overcome any difficulty by staying focused and not being distracted by negative aspects.
Well, that's the end of our thrilling escape from the evil doll in the scary doll curse mode. We hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as we did. We had a great time playing together.
Yeah, it was fun, but also pretty scary. That doll really gave us a hard time. We did our best to get through this mode, and I hope you enjoyed watching our attempts, but we're ready to do even more.
If you like this mode and want to see more exciting games, let us know. It's important for us to know what you want to see, so we can prepare something even more thrilling for you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this adventure. Your comments and activity help us know what interests you and what you want to see next.
So, if you want a continuation or other interesting modes, write in the comments what you liked and what you'd like to see next. We're excited to work for you and create new entertaining moments. Goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us in this scary adventure. We'll see you in the next video. Hi, friends! We're so happy to see you back on our channel. Today is a very special day because Tim is going to tackle a new map in Roblox called Obby, but you're in bike. Can you imagine? Tim will be riding a bike and overcoming various obstacles. This will be an incredibly exciting adventure, full of unexpected twists and cool tricks. I can't wait to see how Tim handles all the challenges. Are you ready? I definitely am.
Yeah, today there will be a lot of action and tough challenges. I can already feel the tension building up. These obstacles can be really tough, but I'm sure Tim will get through all the difficulties and show everyone what he's capable of. Let's see how he handles each challenge along the way.
Oh, I'm already getting nervous just thinking about these obstacles. But don't worry, we'll be right there with Tim every step of the way, supporting him and helping him overcome all the difficulties. I hope everything goes smoothly and without any incidents. The most important thing is for Tim to be careful and remember safety first.
Honestly, I'm a bit skeptical. These bikes and obstacles can be dirty and unpleasant, but I still believe Tim will overcome all the challenges and show everyone how to do it stylishly and neatly. Let's cheer him on and see how he handles this test.
So, let's start our adventure. Today we'll be riding bikes and overcoming obstacles in Obby, but you're in bike. It's going to be fun and exciting. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave your comments. Let's go.
Don't judge Tim too harshly. He just recently started riding a bike, and he might fall. Let's support him when he falls. Support will definitely help him right now.
As you may have noticed, Tim is wearing black clothes today. This is protective gear, which helps our boy Tim avoid injuries when he falls. It protects him and, to some extent, gives Tim a rugged look.
Write in the comments if you like this map format. It's very important for us to know your opinion.
Story time. Today's story is about how Tim learned to ride a bike. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to share this amazing story with you. It was truly a joyful and thrilling week for Tim. It all started when he got his first bike. You should have seen his face when he unpacked it. Tim's eyes sparkled with happiness, and he was eager to try it out right away. The first day was full of fun. Tim rode around the yard, and every successful attempt felt like a little celebration. Do you remember when he first managed to ride a few meters without falling? His smile was so wide it seemed like it could light up the whole street. Every time he overcame a small challenge, he danced with joy and pride. Even when he fell, he got up with a genuine smile on his face, because he knew another success was just around the corner. For me, it was a real celebration watching Tim overcome obstacles with such positivity.
Well, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I must admit, watching Tim's first biking experiences was a real test for me. The first few attempts were full of anger and frustration. Each fall and failure made him flare up with irritation. He got mad when he couldn't keep his balance or when he crashed into bushes. It was hard for me to watch him struggle with his anger and frustration. Even when he couldn't immediately master the maneuvers, he still didn't give up. His anger and determination to improve helped him persevere, and that wasn't so bad after all. But every time he fell, I could feel my anger rising.
Oh, it was a real test for my anxiety. Every time Tim got on the bike, I literally trembled with worry. I was afraid he'd fall and get hurt, especially when he tried to ride over uneven terrain or perform tricky maneuvers. You should have seen how nervous he was when he stumbled or crashed into obstacles. I worried about every fall and every collision. Inside, I was shaking with fear that he wouldn't be able to handle it. But despite all this anxiety and worry, Tim kept moving forward. He learned to cope with his fears, and that was incredibly important for his success.
Honestly, I wasn't too thrilled about the process. Imagine how awful it was to see Tim coming home in dirty and muddy clothes after riding. Every time he fell into a puddle or mud, I just shuddered with disgust. The unpleasant sounds he made when getting up and his dirty hands after falls. It was all just revolting. But despite all these unpleasant moments, Tim continued to learn and move forward. His determination and willingness to keep going despite all this deserve respect. So despite all the difficulties and challenges, Tim managed to learn to ride a bike and now feels confident and happy. Each of us experienced our own emotions during this process, and that's what made his learning experience so special.
And the next story will be about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. It was incredibly fun. Tim was so excited to get started. When he first got on the skateboard, his face lit up with joy. He couldn't wait to try skating around the park. Every time he successfully completed a trick or mastered a new move, his eyes sparkled with happiness. He was so thrilled with every little success, and I couldn't help but be excited with him.
Ugh, it wasn't easy. When Tim was just starting out, he often got frustrated and angry when things didn't go right. I felt my anger rise whenever he fell and his skateboard got damaged. It was infuriating when he couldn't pull off a trick that he had done before. His anger and frustration from falling sometimes made him forget about safety, which caused even more problems. But all these challenges made him stronger and more determined.
Oh, it was a real stress fest. I was constantly worried about Tim while he was skateboarding. Every jump and trick attempt gave me real anxiety. I was afraid he would fall and get hurt. It was especially scary when he attempted complex tricks at heights or on slippery surfaces. Every time he fell, my anxiety reached its peak. But as he got better at managing his skateboard, my anxiety calmed down a bit.
Ugh, I can't say I enjoyed this. There were moments when Tim would fall, and the dirty skateboard wheels would leave marks on his clothes and on the ground. It was unpleasant to see him come home in dirty clothes with bruises and scrapes. Sometimes he would forget about hygiene, and I had to see him eat with dirty hands or not clean his skateboard after riding. Although I tried to look away from these moments, Tim eventually learned to be more careful and take better care of himself and his equipment.
The next story is about how Tim learned to play the drums. I'm so excited to tell you about Tim learning to play the drums. It was truly magical. When he first sat down at the drums, his eyes lit up with excitement. The first few days were full of enthusiasm. He tried out different rhythms, mixed sounds, and even created his own combinations. Every time he got something right, his face lit up with a big smile. I remember how proud he was when he managed to play his favorite song. His joy was so contagious that even I felt excited. Every little success felt like a celebration, and seeing him so happy was incredibly delightful.
Well, I was also there for the lessons, and I have to admit it wasn't as easy as it might seem. Sometimes Tim turned into a real monster of anger when things didn't go right on the first try, especially when he was trying to master complex rhythms or change speeds. I saw his patience wearing thin and how he began to get angry at himself or the drums. There were many times when he couldn't keep his cool and would throw his drumsticks. It was tough to watch, and I couldn't help but get irritated. But that anger, though unpleasant, helped him face challenges and push through. You see, it was because of these difficult moments that he became stronger and better.
When Tim started his lessons, I just couldn't relax. I was constantly worried he might make a mistake, especially when he was trying out complex rhythms or when the drums were making loud noises. Every missed beat or wrong hit triggered real panic in me. I was anxious that he might overexert himself and worried that the loud sounds might disturb the neighbors. It was especially nerve-wracking when he practiced late at night. I tried to manage my fears and anxieties, and with each time he became more confident, I felt my anxiety gradually fading away.
Honestly, I wasn't thrilled about the process. When Tim was practicing hard, he was sweating, and his hands left marks on the drums. All that sweat and grime sometimes made me feel genuinely disgusted. I was unpleasantly surprised to see that he sometimes forgot to clean his drums after playing. This led to the drums becoming sticky and dirty, and the surrounding area wasn't in the best shape either. I felt a real discomfort from all this mess. Fortunately, over time, Tim started taking better care of his setup and keeping things in order, which made everything a little less disgusting. So, the journey of learning to play the drums was not only challenging, but also full of different emotions. Each feeling, whether it was joy, anger, anxiety, or disgust, played its role in this exciting process, and together, they made his learning experience truly unique.
We had so much fun today sharing stories and experiencing all the emotions with Tim. We hope you enjoyed it too. If you liked our stories and want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventures. I hate it when people forget about that. Tim worked hard, and your support means a lot.
Oh, I hope everything went well and nobody forgot to subscribe. I was a bit anxious that something might go wrong. Your likes and subscriptions help us know you want more, and that makes us really happy.
And also, please leave comments. We need to know what you like and what you don't. No junk in the comments, please. We're doing our best to make everything interesting and enjoyable for you.
Thank you for being with us. See you soon, and remember, always stay cheerful and active.
Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care and don't forget to check out our channel.
Goodbye. We hope we didn't leave you with any unpleasant feelings.
Bye-bye and see you next time. Hello, friends. We're so happy you joined us today. We've got a lot of exciting stuff prepared for you, and we're sure you'll love it.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new adventures. Give us a like so we know you enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel and hit those likes. We're working hard for you, and it's the only way to support us. So come on, do it now.
Yeah, and don't forget to leave a comment. It's important for us to know what you liked or what you'd like to see next.
Well, let's get started. Today, our boy Tim will be playing Roblox in the Escape Toby's Hospital mode.
Oh, a hospital. I hope it won't be too scary. I always get nervous in places like this.
A hospital, huh? Tim can handle anything that comes his way. Let's see how he gets out of this mess.
I hope it's clean there, and there won't be any dirty corridors or filthy instruments. So shall we begin?
Great! We found the key. Tim, let's hurry and open that door. We're almost out of here.
Oh no, the doctor is right behind us. Tim, please be careful and don't drop the key. We need to move quickly.
Run faster, Tim. That doctor won't catch us if you keep up the pace. We won't let him get to us.
I can hear his heavy breathing. Tim, get that door open now. I can't stand the thought of him getting any closer.
This is kind of fun, isn't it? Crawling through the vents feels like we're on a secret mission. Tim, you're doing great.
I don't know, Joy. It's so cramped in here, and we don't know what's ahead. What if there are traps or something worse?
Stop worrying, Anxiety. Tim can handle it. He's been through worse. Just keep moving forward and we'll be out of here in no time.
I hope this vent doesn't get any grosser. I can already feel the dust sticking to my skin. Ugh, this is so disgusting.
Hey, look. I think I see a way out just ahead. We'll be in a new room in no time. Stay positive, everyone.
Oh no, we're here. What's that smell? It's getting stronger. I have a bad feeling about this.
Great, what now? More obstacles? Tim, get ready. We can't afford to slow down.
Look at those pipes. Green slime is oozing out of them. This is a nightmare. Tim, you'll have to jump on those blocks to get across. Just don't touch the slime.
We have an incredible story for you about how Tim ended up on a thrilling treasure hunt on a mysterious island. It all started when Tim found an ancient map in an old library. The map marked the way to a legendary treasure hidden on the enigmatic island. Tim was absolutely thrilled at the idea of going on this adventure.
Oh, absolutely! But it wasn't just about finding the treasure. The island was full of traps and dangers. Tim faced off against nasty sea monsters and evil pirates. One of the toughest moments was when he had to cross a bridge made of creaky planks. Tim kept stumbling and falling into the water. It was definitely not an easy challenge.
I was so worried too. Tim was constantly in danger. In the dark depths of the cave where he was searching for the treasure, he couldn't find his way out. I was afraid he might get lost or fall into some trap. But he showed such determination and managed to find an ancient mechanism that revealed secret passages.
And those creepy caves. They were full of muck, mold, and horrifying spiders that made even me shudder. Tim kept stepping in sticky slime, and the horrid smell filled the cave. It was clear that it wasn't easy for him, but he kept going despite all the disgust.
And finally, after all the hardships, Tim found the treasure. It was hidden in an ancient chest, and when he opened it, fireworks of precious gems exploded into the air. Tim was on cloud 9, and we were all so happy that he had overcome all the obstacles and found the treasure.
Yes, and I must admit he showed incredible willpower. Even though I'm not thrilled that everything went so smoothly for him, he deserves praise for handling those horrible trials.
It was a tense journey, and I'm glad it ended well. Tim proved that even in the scariest situations, you can find a way out.
Yes, although it was frightening and disgusting, Tim managed to overcome all the challenges. And perhaps those unpleasant experiences made his adventure even more exciting.
In the end, Tim returned home full of new experiences and stories. And although the journey was tough, he proved that with determination and bravery, you can overcome any obstacle. I hope you enjoyed this story. Get ready for another exciting story about Tim's adventure in a fantastical realm. This time, Tim found himself in a magical land where he had to compete in a grand tournament to save the Enchanted Kingdom. The tournament had all kinds of incredible challenges, from dragon racing to wizard duels. Tim was beyond thrilled to prove himself in such a magical setting.
Oh, the tournament wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. Tim had to face off against some of the most ruthless competitors. There was a particularly nasty sorcerer who constantly tried to sabotage Tim's efforts. Tim was furious when his dragon was tampered with and almost lost the race. It was infuriating to see how low some people can go just to win.
I was on edge the whole time. The stakes were incredibly high, and one mistake could mean disaster. Tim had to navigate through a labyrinth filled with hidden traps and mystical beasts. There were moments when I feared he might get trapped or face a dangerous creature that could end his quest. Every turn seemed like it could be his last.
And the conditions in the labyrinth were just dreadful. The walls were covered in slimy moss, and the air was thick with a foul stench. Not to mention the creepy crawlies and the occasional burst of foul-smelling gas that made the whole experience just revolting. Tim had to wade through muck and fight off disgusting critters while trying to stay focused.
Despite all the challenges, Tim's perseverance paid off. He managed to navigate through the labyrinth, beat the sorcerer in the final duel, and win the grand prize, a magical artifact that could restore peace to the kingdom. Tim's excitement was through the roof when he realized he had saved the realm and achieved his goal.
It was satisfying to see Tim triumph over those who tried to bring him down. Even though it was a hard-fought victory, Tim showed that determination and courage can overcome even the nastiest obstacles.
I'm relieved that everything turned out well in the end. Tim's bravery and quick thinking saved the day. The tension was immense, but he handled it all with incredible skill.
As much as I hated the nasty conditions and the gross encounters, I have to give Tim credit for pushing through. His ability to endure the disgusting aspects of the quest and still come out on top was truly impressive.
And that's the story of Tim's magical tournament adventure. He proved once again that no matter how challenging or disgusting the situation, with determination and a positive spirit, you can achieve greatness. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Today, we're going to tell you an incredible story about how we, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, used to be in the mind of a criminal. Yes, it's true. We were part of his mind and helped him turn his life around. It all started many years ago when this criminal was just beginning his path.
Yeah, it was something. We were all filled with rage and hatred, and honestly, it was quite an unpleasant time. This criminal was furious, and I was the main source of his anger. He constantly directed his rage at others, which of course led him to a lot of problems.
On the other hand, I was there to remind him of all the possible dangers and consequences of his actions. My anxiety and fear often spilled over to him, making his life even more stressful. I was always in his head, highlighting how risky and dangerous everything was.
I can't forget how I filled his mind with repulsive thoughts. He was full of disgust towards the world around him, and that didn't help his mood at all. He only saw the bad in everything, which just made things worse.
But everything changed one fine day. At some point, he started to realize that this life wasn't bringing him happiness. I began to remind him that joy and satisfaction could be found outside of this darkness. We started working together to guide him on the right path.
Yeah, I admit it wasn't easy. He had to deal with my anger and learn to control it, but in the end, he learned to use it for positive purposes. He began fighting for justice instead of spreading chaos.
I also helped him by showing that fear and anxiety could be used to avoid real threats and make thoughtful decisions. I taught him that sometimes dangers can be prevented by taking the right measures.
And I played my part too. I helped him see that disgust and aversion could be overcome, and that it's important to strive for cleanliness and order. He learned to appreciate the good things in life and stopped focusing on what disgusted him.
In the end, we all helped him change his life. Now he lives an honest life, helps others, and has found his place in society. We are proud that we were able to help him become the best version of himself.
Yes, I'm glad he realized that anger isn't the path to happiness. He learned to use his energy for something good.
And I'm happy that his fear and anxiety now help him avoid real dangers rather than creating them.
And I'm glad he was able to overcome his negative feelings and find joy in life.
So, friends, that's the story. Even the darkest and most negative thoughts can be transformed into something good. It's never too late to change your life for the better. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our story.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Remember, even when things get tough, you've got the power to make a change.
And if you ever feel overwhelmed, just take a deep breath and think things through. You've got this.
Don't forget to keep things clean and stay true to yourself. It's the little things that make a big difference.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed our time together. Your support really helps.
Goodbye for now. Remember, keep striving for the best.
Bye, everyone.